Very excited to do this demonstration for you today. Thinking about Chicago and O'Hare, and when I started thinking about what I was going to make today and thinking about Chicago, I thought Chicago, meat, stockyards, heartland, meat packing, big balls, because everybody knows people love Chicago baseball. So that being said, I'm here today to show you Mr. Paulie Walnuts, my famous Meatball, 5 years award winning, along with my Italian homemade sauce, and very excited to get that started for you. Alright, we're going to start with the Alati Familia special homemade sauce. What we have today is just some good fresh Italian tomatoes. You can get these in any supermarket. I like to add the trinity, the Italian trinity of basil, oregano, and Italian parsley, along with some red pepper flake and garlic into my sauce. So that's in there already. In addition, I've already put my caramelized onions, gives for a little bit of sweetness, and then I like to do a dry sauteed porcini mushroom that I've included as well, and you reconstitute it with some Italian sherry wine, and all that means reconstituted is you make it wet again. So that's all here in the sauce, ready to go. You always want to add a little bit of your own olive oil into your tomato sauce, and then a little bit of wine, a little bit of more wine, a little bit of more wine. So I can get that back on the stove and get that cooking. And we'll move on to our meatballs. The key is to find your local butcher who can provide 4 types of meat. Total key to the meatball. You have your ground pork, your Italian sausage, your ground beef, and your ground veal. You start with these 4, and anytime you make a meatball, it's going to turn out fantastic. I already have a couple of meatballs made here. What we did, we added all 4 types of meat, included our breadcrumbs, our egg, a bunch of Italian parsley, and you make them into the meatball. And then what makes this so unique and special is then you take each meatball and you go ahead and make a little bit of an indentation in the middle there, and you add 4 things that just take it over the top. So you got your prosciutto, your Italian cherry peppers, and what you do is take one, you slice it in there, your Castrovella green Italian tomatoes, a little bit of Italian mozzarella, and then you cap it off with that prosciutto. So you put it in there, stuff it all in there, you close up your meatball, and when your guests break into this, or the diners in Chicago, they'll find a little treat inside. And just real quick, when we're talking about handling this meat a little bit earlier, I always want to remember, anytime you have raw meat, you have it on a separate cutting board, you keep all your fresh veggies separate, always be washing your hands, something we all can do. So we have our finished raw meatballs with our special surprise inside. And I don't bake my meatballs, I put them right into a saute pan with a little olive oil and a little bit of butter. So we go ahead and get these on the burner, get those cooking. And then to finish my meatballs with my homemade sugo, I would go ahead and take the finished meatball off of the saute pan and go ahead and simmer them right in the sauce. This is the key to incorporate all the meat and the sauce together. So those would be in our sauce. We'd go ahead and let those finish for maybe like a half hour on the burner. And then when we come right back, we'll show you how you plate it. Back here with Paulie Walnuts, Portland, Oregon. Coming to Chicago soon. We have our finished balls sitting in our sauce. You never want to have small balls, always make them large. Better surprise inside. The way we plate this is we use some of our homemade Italian oil. Everyone loves to dip their bread in olive oil and red sauce, so my wife Karen makes a special version where she combines it, and we bottle it for all of our friends here in Portland, Oregon. So we go ahead and put some of the sauce down on our plate. It's because it's our base for our meatball. One for Karen, one for me, one for the bambino, one for the other bambino. And get that there. Then we take our ball, take it out of the sauce, get it right there on the plate. One for the bambino, a big one for me. Another one over here. Then you can finish it with more sauce if you want on top. I like to finish it with some aged parm. Everybody likes a little cheese, and a lot more cheese, especially in Chicago. And then some dry parsley I think is always fun for the color of the plate and for everyone to enjoy. And then last but not least, you always gotta have a little bread. We don't go pasta with this meatball. We do fresh cut Italian bread for the dipping. And then there, my friend, is something that you can serve all over Chicago, all over Portland. And last but not least, I want to go ahead and pair a very special drink that's true to my heart. My wife Karen, from our fig tree out back, she makes this special balsamic infused drinking vinegar, which is just a fancy word, infused for flavored. But you go ahead and do 2 shots of that, and it's a beautifully tart base to this drink. We go ahead and put a little club soda in here. And then we finish it with some of our homemade strawberry vodka. And this, my friend, we take you over the top with our homemade Paulie Walnuts Meatballs. All the way from Portland, Oregon to Chicago O'Hare. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Cheers.